Now this form of adding your beads to your tatting is what I want to show you next. This is the second method, and this is the method that I use most often. And you can see how it's not quite as lacy or dangly, and that's because it's not on the thread that runs to your ball, but it's actually on the core thread of your tatting. So it's actually more a part of your actual stitches. And this will make a lot more sense once you see it come together. But when you compare this to our previous method, you can kind of see the difference. Now this method of adding beads to your tatting is actually my favorite because it's one that you don't really have to count or plan out too much beforehand. You can kind of freestyle it a bit, and I like that a lot because I kind of like to make things up as I go along. So you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute here. As I start my ring, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 double stitches. One picot, 3 double stitches. Okay, at this point I want to add my bead. And in this method, all you have to do is take your bead and slide it onto your needle, right like that. Then continue to tat on the other side as if you just made a picot. So we're going to do 3 more double stitches. One picot. Okay. And you can see how it's on your needle. It's going to be on the core thread. It's not dangling free like the previous method. So at this point we're ready to slide it off the back of our needle, right like that, to close our ring. Make a knot at the top to secure it. And there you go. And to add a bead to your chain, you're just going to use the same method. You're going to do 3 double stitches, 1 picot, 3 double stitches. And let's say that you want to add a bead at this point, or your pattern says bead. You're just going to go ahead and take the bead of your choice, slide it on your needle. And for this method especially, you need to check before you start and make sure that the beads slide all the way down the needle, because all of the beads that you're using in this method have to pass over the needle. So we're going to go ahead and finish this chain. Just start your double stitch on the other side as if you just made a picot. 3 double stitches, 1 picot, 3 double stitches, and then you're going to pull it through right like that, make a knot, and there you go, a bead in your chain. And the other reason I really like this method is it's very easy. If you're going to come back and do a second row on top of your tatting, it's very easy to do that, because when you come back around, if you want to join another layer or say another ring and you want to join it where that bead is at, all you have to do is treat this loop right here as if it were a picot, and you're just going to join to that loop. Another thing that you can do using this method of beading is to add very large beads, and I like to do this a lot if I'm making jewelry or belts or something functional and I want to clasp, because the large beads work very well for that. So I'm going to go ahead and start a ring to give you a little demonstration. I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches. And then I'm ready to join my large bead. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab it, slide it onto my needle, start tatting again on the other side as if I'd made a big picot, I'm going to do 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, and then at this point it's going to look like this, and I'm going to close my work. Just slide your thread right through, put your needle through the loop in the tail, and pull your work tight. Make a knot at the top, right like that. And you can see how this makes a really good clasp actually. And it's very secure. And usually if I am using it for a clasp, I want to do a double knot on the top just to make sure it's not going to come loose